Okay, so I was just going to share on exactly my procedure on how I clean the milkweed plants before I put them in use for the monarchs. This is I believe this is the Cinderella. It's like pink. Okay, and actually, just so you know, what I understand is this particular one has lower toxicity than the tropical. Although the tropical is kind of problematic because of the higher rate of OE with it, but if you just cut them back. But if you're doing this with every plant, I clean the plants, I clean the eggs that I collect, and so that I think helps. But at any rate, there's different conversations on that, but I'll leave a link with the recent article. Actually, it was a podcast on that one from the U.S. Wildlife, I believe. Okay, so basically what I do is, this is a plant that I bought. I wanted variety. I can't even get variety in the seeds where I live. So at any rate, so I got this, and so every plant I check very closely for any eggs, any caterpillars that may came with the plant. So I take saran wrap on the bottom and I just tuck it in. And the reason I do this because I'm literally going to turn this plant upside down. And usually I do this over the sink, but just for video purposes, I'm going to have to pause the video so that I can go over the sink. What I do, I'm just going to tell you the whole steps that I do, and then, I'm going to do it. So I take saran wrap, okay, and I put it down at the base of the plant. And that's just so nothing drips and I hold the soil in, because when I grab it with both hands to dip it, I'm completely holding all the soil in. Of course, this is a smaller plant, but it's easier to do. But nonetheless, so I saran wrap it in, and then I take and I dip it into the bowl completely, and just let it set for, agitate it, swirl it around, and then for, a good minute. And then what I do is I sort of lift it up a little bit, and then I'm going to make sure that I get all of this, because they will eat these branches too. So, and that's another reason to have this saran wrap in here. I don't want any bleach leaking, whatever solution of any kind dipping down in there. So I will make sure that I while it's still somewhat upside down, I'm going to just take a measuring scoop or a cup or something and just pour, to make sure that all of these stems get completely saturated. Then after I rinse it under the sink, on low pressure, just rinse it really good. Then I dip it into the rinse water. Okay, so I spray rinse it, and then I rinse it, let it soak, rinse, and then spray it again to make sure it's good and rinsed off. Then after that, I'm going to take all this saran wrap off, and as I'm taking it, I'm scooping up with the saran wrap about a good 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch of the topsoil of this plant. And I'm going to give it brand new soil, for the first 1/2 inch or so, and just clean off anything that's at the base of the plant. Could have been anything, bugs, poo-poo, fungus, parasites, whatever. And then I take, in whatever container it's in, of course I'm going to put this one in a bigger one, eventually. And then I, disinfect the container as well. Just wipe it down really good. And that is how I do the plants as far as cleaning them. And I've already done a video as far as like cleaning the eggs, one by one. And I know some people like to cut the little egg off. And then I find, for me, that it's easier if you use, I just take a little piece of tape and I make sure that it's, the leaf that the egg is on is dry. The leaf that it's going on is dry, and I will attach it to a live plant. Me personally, I just feel that when they hatch and they're already on a live plant, I think they do better when they are on a leaf that is connected to something giving it nutrient, rather than trying to have a leaf and spray it and keep, what I mean? Because it's not, the leaf that it's being hatched into, even if you're feeding it water, is not really getting all the nutrients the plant is feeding. But that's just me. That's my personal opinion. Everybody does everything differently. But I'm just letting people know this is what I do and this is how I do it. So that's enough on cleaning plants. Please clean the plants. And as far as down here at the bottom, these little leaves, of course I don't have any here, but whenever I have little leaves, I like to take those little leaves I don't like to have little sucker leaves down here. I just find that the plant stays healthier when you don't have a bunch of stuff down here taking nutrients. But anyways, thank you. Please share and help save the monarchs. And I'm going to, with every video that I do about monarchs, in the description link, whatever platform I'm uploading on, I will put a petition link. Please sign it. The Biden administration is going to be reviewing on whether or not to put the monarchs, even though the government's already recognized that they are definitely an endangered species, but to put them on the endangered list where they can take action has not been done yet. So please sign that. Your signature matters. Your signature matters. So I appreciate that very much.